a light in the night, and it won't go out. Now I found you. There's a heat so close that I never feel cold. Now I found you. I was alone, out in the dark. Then I saw hollow squares all around. Oh, now the calms call my name every night. Now I found you in the depths, gazing brightly at the neutron star. We share the field, scooping jet cones, leaping to the edges of the night. Oh, I was alone, out in the dark. And I saw hollow squares all around. Oh, I was alone, out in the dark. Heaven was all around. Oh,
bubbles on fire and the bugs are really starting to grow. We made a grab on the Witch-Head Nebula. I think we poked a beat there, so I got the ships, I got them engineered, but now I need some new parts too. I'm running mad for the Guardian side, only need 1002. Jump on board, come on, let's maul the crew. Jump on board, hey, you can see my flight suit too. Jump on board, or you can press my new Taipan. Jump on board, let's make friends with the beautiful swarm. We'll go hunting for some bugs tonight, or looking in a sauce or two. So here's a list so you don't get pissed, jumping in and losing your cool. Threat 1, nothing but NPCs flying in the deep blue sky. Threat 2, maybe a Thargoid probe, move it and see if you die. Threat 3, a Thargoid scouts inbound, scratching on your paintwork fast. Threat 4, it's a cloud of debris, or what you maybe watch your ass. Threat 5, is that an interceptor, a cyclops to look into your mind. Threat 6, or a basilisk, the king of serpents arrives. Threat 7, you are going to heaven, but just got you in her eyes. Threat 8, tries to scouts on a hydra, just keep the whole alive. Jump on board, come on, let's maul the crew. Jump on board, and you can see my flight suit too. Jump on board, or you can get my new Taipan. Jump on board, I think you found a beautiful swarm. I feel it's looking at you. It's coming for you. Again, they're coming for you. Still they're coming for you. I think they're looking at you. Oh, they're gonna kill you. Oh yeah, they're coming for you. Non-human signal sources flashing in my mind. I think the bugs are trying to tell us to leave this place behind. Colonia seems so peaceful, but it's oh so far away. The bubble is full, we can lose 1,000 stations and still pay. Elite, it's dangerous if you go looking for trouble. Elite, it's dangerous, I'm putting in Palin's trouble. Elite, it's dangerous, staring in Medusa's eyes. Elite, it's dangerous if you don't have a rebuy. Elite, it's dangerous if you go looking for trouble. Elite, and it's dangerous, I'm putting in Palin's trouble. Elite, and it's dangerous, staring in Medusa's eyes. Elite, and it's dangerous if you leave your rebuy behind. Don't forget your rebuy. John Jameson, John Jameson, John Jameson. So fast to the hills and canyons, hurting like a fool, don't need companions. The last guy who came on the multi-crew left a stain on the seat after I got through. Push turns fast, if you pause for a breath, it'll just be a death. The close to the ground, or the big of the smile, turn your head right off if you live in style. I got nothing but speed in my veins, you know your life's too slow. I got nothing but speed, and they say speed kills, but it don't. It's the ground.
destruction, scattering the debris to become a child. Each speck high only comes from belly fire. All of us like spice within this spiral. Now we jump in between these mighty fires. Each of us deftly searching for those drops of angels. Light creates life, even in destruction. Scattering our debris like a spoiled child. Each speck high
and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders.
The show that talks about the universe of Elite
and the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous,
and the fantastic
community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from a current Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads.
A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Dizzo.
The name of the place.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 514 of Lave Radio, the show that likes to talk about the universe of Elite Dangerous and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, Commander Phoenix Defire, otherwise known as Colin Ford, Chief Archivist of Lave Station. Yes, Lave Station. And joining me in the orange Sidewinder bar for this episode, we have our SRV Banksy, Commander Alec Turner.
07 Commanders.
We also have our Staff Liaison Officer, Commander Psychit, otherwise known as Claire.
07 Commanders.
And bringing up the rear, as he usually does, Head of Health and Safety, Commander Id Levice, otherwise known as Ben Moss Woodward.
And I do enjoy bringing up the rear.
I bet you do, you kinky. Okay.
And we're off.
And we're off, yes. If you wish, you can join us live. We're hanging out in-game, in open somewhere. I do believe Chris might be at the bar at Lave Station. So, but if you can't get to us in-game, join the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live. Click on the live chat, or go to twitch.tv/laveradio, or look us up, Lave Radio on YouTube. We are there. So, we will have a quick run around the crew, see how they've been for the last week or so. So we'll start with Ben.
Yeah, I'm good actually. I've been playing. I've been enjoying the Thargoids destroying everything that we know and love. I watched Wicked, and oh my god, I now need to go see the show.
It's good, isn't it?
I loved it. Such a good. Yeah, it was so good. I enjoyed it. Actually, me alone. I'm in the AXI group rather than open, because I would rather play with people competent if I'm doing this rather than a bunch of scrubs.
I mean, like, open's pretty good as well. Like, everyone
It probably is, but you know, I like the AXI group, and there's less chance of running in. I was seeing in open chat that there were people deliberately assisting the Thargoids, shall we say.
Yeah.
So I'd rather avoid all that stuff as well.
Fifth columnists, take down their names and we'll execute them as traitors to humanity next time we see them.
We'll viciously add them to our block lists.
Can we give them to Effie and Dawn?
First against the wall when the revolution comes.
What else have we been? So yeah, I've been doing that. Playing with the kids in a non-creepy way before anyone says anything. Playing to the space game.
We're not
I could hear you thinking it, Colin. I could hear you thinking it.
Anywhere near that.
No one was thinking that, Ben.
I heard
was
Colin.
thinking it. Immediately,
Okay.
I was thinking it.
Jesus
What?
Christ!
This is
Sorry,
wild. What's happening?
If anybody for anyone who's seeing the screen there, I just got rammed into by a Thargoid.
Just got a bug up the ass.
Oh, I got a bug in my face.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
Oof, that was painful. I'm gonna run away now. Excuse me. What else have I been doing? Lots of things like lots of things like that. And I've been really enjoying getting it. I've been loving playing Elite Dangerous as well because this has been fun fighting the Thargoids around bases and things like that. It's always fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moving on. I need to try and not die now.
Right. Good luck with that then. Claire,
Hi.
how have you been?
I'm good. I'm good. What have I been up to this week? Lots of Elite. God, I don't mean to brag, but I've been playing a lot of Elite. It's been really fun. It's been we obviously we've got a lot to talk about this week, like we did last week. But oh my god, they're really ramping up for the end of the year, aren't they? It's a good job we didn't have any patch notes to read through today, eh? Yeah, no, it's been really fun. I did a lot of on stream Elite. I did some off stream Elite. I think I played it off stream for the first time since like the very first Titan. This is the first time that I hopped on at the weekend and we did some bashing as well. What else have I been up to? I've been doing gameplay wise, I started playing Marvel Rivals. That's real fun. Outside of Elite, other games, Marvel Rivals has pretty much consumed me outside of Elite. I haven't really played. I can't really think of anything else that I've played actually. A little bit of Mass Effect, but I'm slowing down with that. I've nearly got all of the achievements, so I got one more to get, but it's tricky. Outside of game IRL, we went to see a concert on Sunday night, so a couple of nights ago, and we went in. Chris had organised some like accessibility stuff for us because I'm still not 100%. I'm still wobbly, and it was like a standing room only spot. So I was like, okay, we need to go, and I'm not going to be able to stand the whole time. It was the artist was Dylan John Thomas. If you are Scottish, you probably know who that is, or if you listen to Black Diamond FM between the hours of 12 and 2 on a Sunday, you probably also know who that is. We went to see Dylan. Chris plays him all the time on the radio. We went to see him, and I can tell you categorically that live he plays the guitar really well. Could I hear a word of what he sang throughout any of the game? We left early because the PA was so bad. The accessibility options were amazing, but I had like such a good view. There was seating, and everyone was so lovely with the accessibility, and we were so pumped with it. And then the audio levels for the accessibility seating was absolutely dire, and I don't want to call out the place, but I feel like I should. So just like in advance, if you're thinking about going to the tram shed in Cardiff, maybe don't. Maybe
drop them a subtle hint and say your PA needs sorting.
If you want to go on the mezzanine level, you're not going to hear a fucking thing. Like you will hear the guitar, and if there is a very rowdy crowd who are singing along and dancing. I didn't know that apparently young football fans also like Dylan John Thomas, but apparently they do. But he played guitar really, really well for the crowd to sing to, because that was what I heard.
Here's the question. Could you hear the roadie saying 1, 2, 3?
No.
You see, there's the problem. I knew they did that for a reason.
No, okay. It's because the PA points down. Like all of the normal audio pointed down into the room, so it's just being swallowed. Like the vocals were being swallowed by the crowd, and it wasn't mounting back up. So that was the thing. We heard him better. He played my favourite song as we left, and I could hear him singing from the bar, but not from where we were sat with the crowd between us. Very strange.
Excellent.
Anyway, don't go
well,
there.
It's not, but
well,
still.
I mean, I had a great week. Other than that, and I was really impressed with them until the performance happened. Oh no!
Oh dear. Right. Well, that leaves Alec.
Hey up. I don't know why I said that.
An old lad.
Yeah.
Is trouble up mill?
So, speaking of wicked and tornadoes that suck things into them, I have been sucked into the Christmas vortex. How's
You've been
that
sucked
for a
off?
segue?
What?
Sucked off into the Christmas vortex. I am fully whirled into the Christmas.
Only 15 days to Christmas.
Tell me about it. So on Saturday, I went to a Christmas party in an old people's home, which was actually quite a hoot. On Sunday, I had the first family full turkey Christmas lunch with all the trimmings and Christmas pudding for afters. On Monday night, I had a full roast. Oh, that was last night. A full roast turkey lunch meal with all the trimmings and Christmas pudding. On Friday, I've got my works office party where I will be having a full roast turkey Christmas lunch with all the trimmings and Christmas pudding. Where are we? Week 2. I'm already sick of turkey and Christmas pudding.
How come I'm getting images of the Vicar of Dibley right now?
Yeah, it's been a very Vicar of Dibley week. In game, I went on a tour of Destroyed Soul because one has to, and great visuals. And then I spent far too long trying to get my SRV back on top of a capital ship. But the gravity was just a tad too much, and I just kept getting within spitting distance and then falling back to the planet. So it was really annoying. And then some fool has put a buckyball race on this week, so I haven't done any fighting of Thargoids, and instead have been dicking around in a Cobra trying to eke an extra 0.1 of a light year out of my jump range. Yeah, that's my week. More on buckyball later, probably.
Well, I've hardly done any elite at all, I'm afraid to say. After everything dropped on Thursday, it just so happened I had approximately an hour to have a look at the Cobra Mark V and try a little bit of defense. I managed to set my ships up, and then I had to give up because I flew to Lanzarote on at sort of like 5 o'clock in the morning the next day. And I've been there for most of the weekend in nice 25 degree heat on a beach while my missus decided to run a half marathon and miss out on all the tough weather. So yeah, that's been me. I've just got back. I've just got the show notes. I find out that everybody has either been blown about or have been exploding Thargoids, and I've missed out so far. So yeah, I intend to make up for it over the next couple of days.
I mean, you've not got long, mate. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some combat bonds to earn. So yes, those bugs better watch out because I'm going to be Squasher in chief. I will be the Swatter from now on.
Yeah, Colin, you'll probably get killed by your own side mate.
Get my own side.
Isn't that what happened to you last time? You came off and started doing stuff in Sag A, and then you wound up dying by your own. Oh shit! Bloody Thargoid's ramming me again.
No,
I think this was
actually, because I've never been to Sag A.
Yeah,
I've never been to Sag A, Ben. So
not Sag A's. What the hell is it called again?
Hades?
Shinaz Desra.
Sag B.
No,
Sagaloo.
I said Shinaz. I did change myself to Shinaz Desra. When you were there, I thought, didn't you get killed by your own team or something?
Nope. No, I do believe you were being killed a lot last week, Ben, by your own team, or allegedly. But no, I wasn't killed by my own team. Although, if we did, there'll be a record of it. So yeah, no doubt any. Oh, I am the archivist, so maybe I might have to look that up.
You might have to investigate that. Yeah.
Yes, but
Colin stealth gives himself work and is like, the fuck.
Yes. All of a sudden, I'm there going, "Oh, I don't want to give myself work. I've got enough trouble with work." Although, admittedly, after all that, as far as work is concerned, I can actually take a deep breath because all of a sudden we got a round of applause from NHS England because apparently our system saves the NHS £50 million a year.
That's
Hey,
good.
that's
Thank
something
you,
at
Colin.
least.
So, yeah. And there's only about 3 of us working on it, so does that make me worth about at least 12.5 million?
I was going to say, I think you need to ask your boss for a pay rise.
That's not how that works. That's not how it works. Corporate and all that
Good job,
shit.
though. Well done.
Fuck capitalism.
Yeah. We even got a round of applause from the doctors. That was weird, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Imagine.
so that was my high point of the week. Right, let's have a quick look at the development news that has been happening. Right, well, as been, everybody knows, on Thursday the Titan has made its presence known in Seoul with the Seoul Screaming video and the AX Jumpstart ships. It jumped into and. Well, we all knew it would go to Earth. We were just hoping that they might do something a little bit different. But no, the Titan appeared in orbit around Earth, and they've massacred a lot of people.
Have you seen the population of Alpha Centauri is now 0?
Nice. And the population of Seoul dropped, right? It halved or something, which is a nice touch.
Yeah.
I thought it was at 22.5 billion, and it's now dropped to about 17.5.
Okay.
So we've lost, 5 billion people?
Maybe I misread it. I thought it
Effing
halved.
chat.
It's a nice touch that it changes.
Because I know that we didn't manage to rescue that many people. So, yeah. So that went down like like an exploding caustic cloud, to be honest. And
The video was good, wasn't it? I did like the video. It's very...
I thought that video was terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly in the audio, but it's great.
There's there's a couple of a couple of Frontier staff who are like not voice actors, like generally, but they're like Arthur is in there doing his thing.
Is he? Amazing.
Yeah.
How do you know that? That's fantastic.
He posted on Instagram about it.
Right, okay, cool.
Saying that he was in it. And if you listen back to it now, knowing that you're listening for Arthur's voice, you can hear him at 2 points.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to do that. That's amazing.
It's really good.
Yeah. Oh no, we're all dying, you Muppets. No, I don't think so.
Is there a Wilhelm scream in there? There should be. That'd be quite funny.
We need a Wilhelm scream.
There is.
Oh, don't put the Wilhelm scream in. I can't stand
you
it.
need the Wilhelm scream.
No, because it takes me out of it. I mean, before I used to think, oh, look, there's a stormtrooper dying. And now that I know that every time they die, they use the Wilhelm scream, and it just...
Yeah, no, I am with you,
It has
Colin.
become an audio meme.
Down with this sort of thing.
Down with this sort of thing. Careful now. Yeah. So, yes, that's... At the moment, the entire community is fighting Thargoids. Well, not the entire, but the vast majority of people are fighting Thargoids, and from what I understand, loving it.
I think you'll find I did my Power Play weeklies as well.
Well done. I was going to make a joke about. Does anyone remember Power Play? That used to be good.
I did my weeklies, my guy.
Well done.
Well,
only
also,
because I needed the I was engineering a Mandalay and I wanted extra materials, and I was like, I don't want to collect them. I'll just level up a couple of times. It's fine.
Yeah. Right. Well, apart from that, they haven't just been letting the Thargoids do all the work. They have asked for a forum. Well, they've asked in the forums whether or not you could. If you've got questions about colonization, they will do what they did with Power Play, and there's a forum thread where you can ask your burning desires about the colonization mechanics that they've talked about. And yes, so we put a link in the show notes for that. I expect it to get fully loaded with a lot of important questions and complaints about well, why is it only 10 lights? We want more than 10 lights.
I love the accent. That's great.
I don't know. Is that the closest to Manchester I've ever done?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know.
It is quite a fun read. It's a mixed bag because there's some genuinely good questions. There's some genuinely dumbass questions asking things that they already explicitly said in the live stream.
I'm sorry.
Nobody listens.
That's an insult to dumbass everywhere. Dumbasses should be absolutely insulted by being paired to some of those questions. Honestly. Sorry, I'm going off on a bit of a rant here. Yeah. Anyway, and of course, for those of you who were lucky enough to be in the partner program, we've got hold of the Cobra Mark V. We're flying it around just to have a feel for it. But unfortunately, the Cobra Mark V has been delayed until Thursday. There hasn't been a post on the forums about this. It only came out on Exeter. And the forums weren't happy about that.
Luckily, a few people told them, so they know now.
They know now, but there's a whole load of grumpiness on the forums. Like, well, how come it's always only on Twitter? They don't talk to us. So it's also available on the Discord as well. So but not many people. Well, actually, a lot of people use the Discord. It's just
It's ironic that I use the Discord for Planet Coaster stuff, but not for Elite.
Yeah. Who here thinks the delay has anything to do with the Cobra Mark V itself?
Absolutely none whatsoever.
No.
It's definitely something else.
Yeah.
No. Which we will probably discuss at a later point. So yes, there is the what they've all been up to this week. We will hold our bated breath and see what happens on Thursday. So at this point, I'm going to hand over to Alec for the community news.
And now, to the community coroner.
It's a dead game, innit, mate?
It's been another bumper week. Right. First off the bat, a video that I watched today. I was really hoping somebody would make a video like this. It's by a YouTuber called FFLN. Don't know what that stands for. There's a bunch of videos that they've got, but this is called, it's got a very long title. It's something like Elite Dangerous, How to Use and Understand PowerPlay 2.0, the map. And then the original video, people complained that his music was too loud. So then this is the background volume reduced redux version of that. But what it's really good at is really, really in detail explaining the galaxy map and the power play, every single power play symbol, what they all mean, what the tactical view means for all the different system states. I found it really educational because I still found all that stuff a bit baffling, and the guy really goes into detail on all the different lines, the solid lines and the dotted lines and the circles and the spheres and what they all mean and what they're all telling you. So it's good stuff. I would say there's quite a lot of subtitling going on. I'm guessing they're maybe not an English speaker, but the spelling is absolutely atrocious. But don't let that put you off. The information is actually really good if you can get past the spelling. Right, next up, we missed this one, and thanks to Ben, I think it was, you put it in the show notes. Yeah, I don't know how we missed this. This is a travesty. So Nick Webb and Takoso, who made the fantastic Little Limpet a few months ago, made part 2.
I'm not having Ben take my glory. It was me.
Why did I think it was Ben? I'm so sorry.
I have no idea. It wasn't me.
Well, flipping dare you.
I'll take the credit anyway. It was totally
absolutely not. It's amazing.
Talk about it, Claire. Tell us what the Little Limpet part 2 is.
Okay. The best, like, it's so good. Nick is so good with his animations. It's fully rendered one scene, and I bet you can tell which one it is. One scene took 20 hours on its own to render.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good. What makes it is the fact that he did it and then handed it over to Tom, who scored the whole thing. And it feels really, it's got like a bit of a portally I totally forget the name of the person who wrote the Portal.
Oh, I know what you mean.
But it's got kind of like the opening to it is kind of portally, and then it segues into other.
I seem to remember the first part, Little Limpet Part 1, was very Portal.
Yeah. Tom's really
yeah.
Tom's just like amazing, and it's such a credit to like being like, hey, you do use actual artists because it just elevates your work. So good. Go and check it out. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's lovely. Right,
And I
number
think
3.
I know why you thought it was me, is because I pointed out Benny.
Yes, maybe.
That could be why.
Yes, maybe that was it. Okay. Right, number 3. Speaking of Takoso, we have a video called Don't Panic, which is about the invasion of Sol and includes a song by Tom. We are going to play it. Before we play it, just a slight word of warning that it does contain flashing images right from the outset. And if some of you are affected by that kind of thing, like I know Chris is, then it might be an issue. So maybe close your eyes, or close your eyes and listen to the dulcet tones of Takoso singing "Don't Panic." Hit it, DJ.
Just logging into Elite Dangerous, what could have happened? There's a tab on the Muppets and Thargoids. Are we at war? Don't panic! It lists Melsons, and most of them are ready, they dead for sure. Don't panic! The last one's called Cassie, oh, that's a lightning god. Don't panic! But it looks like it's heading my way, come the AX squad. Don't panic! Some things are meant to test us, some things are just for fun. This thing is trying to vent us, a Titan or a Triton for some AX fun. Is that a burning stargoid heading straight into Sol? And I've got that tension headache, will they just burn it all? Don't panic! This is fine, don't panic! Yes, this is fine, don't panic! Just say it all the time, don't panic! This is fine. Here's some calming music from the Pilots Federation. Think of superpowers. Remember Indra, and this is okay. Don't panic! This is fine. Don't panic! Yes, this is fine. Don't panic! Just say it all the time. Don't panic! This is fine.
Amazing. Don't
That's
panic.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That.
Yeah, he knocked that together in like a few hours. He's so talented. God damn it, Tom.
Just annoyingly talented.
As is his entire family. Well, him and his daughter anyway. I don't know about the rest of his family.
Good stuff. Very funny. Right, onwards. We have another video from Orange Phoenix, who does good stuff. It's just a Cobra Mark V advert. So yeah, a bunch of content creators and whatnot got early access to info about the Mark V and kind of the video assets and things. And Orange Phoenix has thrown together a really cool advert for it, which I liked a lot. The next one's interesting. We've featured Commander Regget a few times. This is something slightly different. It's called Watching Commander's Dock Can Be Such a Vibe. I'm guessing, I don't know where this took place, but it must be somewhere that was, because of the Sol War, lots of commanders were just docking and, restocking ammo, I suppose, and like repairing and refueling. So he just basically parked his camera pointing at an outpost and just has made a time lapse of commanders docking and taking off, and it is strangely mesmerizing. It's quite long. There's a few different camera angles, and it's just really interesting to see people just come and go, and some people do it with a little bit of flair, and they do little loops and things, and other people are just very straight in, land straight out again.
We do need a website like Rate My Landing or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that like Big Jet Radio? Big Jet Radio.
Yeah. We need we need commentary. Actually, that'd be really funny. That's good stuff.
There's two knights approaching, and his gear's not down. His gear's not down, and the security system's
and
got
he's
him.
missed it. He's missed it. He's had to go around. He's gone around. Right, next, another video. This one's by Fiery Toad. I'm guessing there's probably a few of these knocking around, and I don't know whether this is done for a Just About bounty, because I'm pretty sure there's a Just About bounty on this kind of thing. But it's an Elite Dangerous 10-year anniversary video. It's basically a slideshow of screenshots, but it's very stylishly done, and it's chronological, so it's just screenshots of really good screenshots of Elite Dangerous over its 10-year history. So it's a really good watch. I like that a lot. Next, actually, I'm going to jumble things around a bit because I've just realised something is topical to that. So speaking of screenshots from 10 years ago, Roots Rat, who some people will know, has done a thing. I think he's done it on Twitter as well, but he's got a forum thread called "Post Your Oldest Screenshot from Elite Dangerous," which is quite interesting if you happen to have kept them all, to dig right back through your screenshots folder and have a look at what the very first screenshot you ever posted was. I know a lot of mine, because I was running it on a right old potato laptop or something, look absolutely awful and are really uninteresting, and I honestly can't think why on earth I took them. I have to say this, though, because this just slightly blew my mind. Genuinely, my first ever screenshot, and I managed to dig it out from a Facebook post, was of the galaxy map and a route plot to Sol. So I think I just managed to get access to Sol, or I just managed to get the Sidewinder up to a jump range where I could get there. So I was on my way to see Sol for the very first time, and I posted a picture of the galaxy map with the route to Sol on my Facebook page. I captioned it with something like, "I'm going home, baby." And I soundtracked it as well. I put a link to a YouTube video. I soundtracked it with a track called "I'm Going Home" by the band 10 Years After. And what blows me away is that 10 years ago, I posted a route plot to Sol, soundtracked by a band called 10 Years After. And here we are, 10 years after, all going to Sol. There's something quite beautiful about that.
There's irony for you.
Yeah, made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. That did. Cool. Right, onwards. Where was I? Yeah, the next video is a work of fucking art. There's no other way I can say that. Sorry. Somebody pinged me on Discord and said, "I'm going to do this thing. Do you mind if I shout you out on it?" And then they sort of, I think they're in the Ghost Giraffe group, and they kind of bigged it up a bit and then said, "Oh, I've made too much of this. I've blown it up too much." They really haven't. This is possibly the best video I've seen all year for me personally. I think it's extraordinary. It's called Thargopocalypse Now by Boku Fish, and it's a scene by scene recreation, like shot by shot recreation of the opening scene of Apocalypse Now with the same soundtrack. And there's two versions of the video. There's kind of the presentation one, and then there's a side by side one with like a split screen with the opening scene of Apocalypse Now and then this. It's incredible. I really recommend people watch it. That, like, the attention to detail. If anyone remembers Apocalypse Now, there's things like a sort of spinning fan, a ceiling fan, and it's kind of mirrored with one of those fans that spins in an Odyssey settlement, but it's so beautifully done. Incredible piece of work. Really, really good.
Excellent.
Right, next, number 8. We mentioned the Gank Cancer charity event, which is coming up. We mentioned that last week, and I guess we'll probably plug it again or something. But again, this is Orange Phoenix alongside his Cobra Mark 5 advert. He has made a trailer for it, which is good. It's a good watch.
Excellent.
Right, I've done the oldest screenshot. The last thing I've got here is the Buckyball race, which is on now. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the galaxy, so I quite appreciate it if people don't dive into this. But this is the last Buckyball race of the year. It is called, it's got a very complicated title, but it's called X Squared Marks the Dash. It's basically a mashup. Historically, it's quite interesting to us, this one, because Buckyball racing was originally started by a player called Electric Z, and he ran, I think, 10 races, all in all, plus the Sagittarius A run, and then kind of left the game and moved on. And we took over and formed the Buckyball Racing Club to keep doing these kind of things because we thought they were brilliant. But he is the creator and originator of Buckyball Racing. And so the very first ever Buckyball race was a thing called the Brabant Star to Shining Star Memorial Trophy Dash. And then the last race that Electric Z did was called X Marks the Spot. And this is basically a mashup of those. So you have to do all the stops. So it's lots of stops, lots of route plotting, lots of fuel optimization. Quite a long one. Takes between 30 and 40 minutes, I guess, depending on which class you're running in. It's good fun, but I also appreciate there's a lot going on at the moment. I will be racing until next weekend because I might even win regulation in the championship if I can manage to do well. We shall see.
Yeah, lovely.
And that is this week's Community Corner.
I thought you said that it was impossible to catch Shay. I thought Shay had managed a perfect season.
He's unbeatable in unlimited, but he doesn't tend to do regulation. So
right. So that's his Achilles heel. He can't be bothered with a slidey cobra.
Exactly.
I was going to just say he leaves it open for other people to try.
That's probably more likely the truth.
It is the F2 of the
He's so
Buckyball
humble.
world, isn't it?
He's so humble, and that's exactly why it is.
Yeah, I must admit, I actually contributed to that oldest screenshot thread. Thing is, I couldn't find my oldest screenshot. However, I did. Well, it's still on YouTube. My first ever Elite Dangerous video. I put that in.
Have you got any? Do you have any videos from the alpha and things?
Oh yeah, that's Alpha 2. This is from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's amazing how the game's changed.
Oh yeah, it is.
Since then.
It's quite funny because you're watching that, and of course there weren't any decent NPCs. So this is me basically blowing up other commanders, sort of, to the sound of the Blue Danube. So yeah, it's as you should. So yeah, that's my earliest contribution to the wonderful world of Elite Dangerous. So, in-game events, I guess. Oh, hang on. No, if you do have a community event, which is taking place soon, and would like us to shout about it across the airwaves, tweet the crew at Lave Radio, or email us at info@laveradio.com. So, the big news about in-game events. What has been happening this week? Well, on the 5th
really
of December...
quiet, isn't it, Colin? We have nothing happened.
It's funny.
Race on, I think.
We've been using that joke for the last 4 episodes.
I know. We were a broken record with this. It's real bad.
Yeah, nothing happening in this 10-year-old game that nobody's interested in. Yeah. So, 5th of December, Titan Kosho devastates the Sol system, and we mean devastates. There are only 3 stations which are not disabled, and it's hectic. But the ironic thing about all this is that we can't do anything to save Sol yet. Nothing that we will do will affect Sol. So then we got the news on the 6th that, what was it? 9 out of the 11 Aegis rescue ships were destroyed on that day because they all jumped.
What a clever way for Frontier to take them out of the game.
Yeah.
What a clever way for them to just go, actually, those won't be needed anymore. Yoink, Thargoids killed them all. Hey, remember how Thargoids are really bad? They've taken all your rescue ships away.
Yeah, there's only 2 of them left because they didn't jump into the 4 systems that were occupied by the Thargoids when the Titan hit Sol. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock for me because I grew quite attached to the Cavil, and of course, yeah, the Cavil's gone. It jumped into Alpha Centauri, and that was the end of the Cavil. So we have 2 surviving megaships or medical megaships, which is where you can pick up Thargoid weapons that you can use against them. So yeah, that's going to be fun.
There's 4 surviving ones. 2 of them didn't actually jump.
Oh, yeah,
so there's the 2 like outlaying ones that didn't actually move, which I think might have been an oversight, but it's been explained away in Galnet. And then there's the one in V866 Centauri, and then the other one, which is slightly closer to Sol, which is still all right.
Yeah, they explained it away by the Alliance one and the Empire one didn't jump.
Yeah, they just can't be asked.
No. We'll keep them. We'll keep them back for us. All the others can go, but no, we'll keep them. Yeah, but the will go. Yes. So just bear in remembrance of those poor NPCs that have laid down their lives, their virtual lives, just to make things more dramatic. So the current state of play at the moment, the Thargoid War (brackets the battle for Sol). When the Titan arrived in Sol, it created 4 control systems, which were Barnard Star, Alpha Centauri, a couple of others.
Well done for not reading the wise one. I appreciate that.
And there were 12 invasions all around there, which, let's be honest, the AXI have been doing a fantastic job.
Oh, the groups are available. It's not just the AXI. Everyone, almost like a lot of people have been working on this. It's very, very cool. It's worth mentioning that it's not just one player group who is working on this. It's across the board. Although the AXI are doing a lovely job, there were more than just the AXI working on it.
Okay, the most vocal, coordinated people I know are the AXI.
Other anti-Xeno groups are available.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard from the Hive in so long. I mean, I don't even know if they're still going.
So as of recording the podcast today, there is 1 invasion system at 73%.
Wow.
Wolf 359 it hit 100% today, which is one of the controlled systems, which means the last invasion system, which is one of the wise systems, is gonna will probably go this evening. And then we have Barnard Star, which is at 84%, the other wise system, which is at 52%, and Alpha Centauri, which, I'm sorry lads, you're fucked, it's at 17%. I think we might clear all of them by Thursday.
Yeah, apart from Alpha Centauri.
Apart from but the rest of them, it's amazing.
Yeah, let Hut and Orbital burn. There are 6 systems which are in recovery, but no one really cares about them.
I don't know. 2 of them are at 98%, mate.
Wow. Does anyone else feel that the whole Kokojo jumping to Sol was a bit of a last-ditch desperate measure? I mean,
no. This is the thing. I think I think it's always a suicide. I have a theory about this, and I will share it with you now. We are always trying to understand Thargoids, and we're always putting a human spin on things. Well, if you think of Thargoids as insecticide or based on colony insects like bees and ants, what they'd think is, right, we've got to try and find their hive world. And once you take out the hive world, because it's got the queen in the hive world, or the queen bee, the queen ant, whatever, take that out, no more humans, because they think that thing's how it works. So what they've done is they've taken their massive Titan, jumped it right next to Earth, so even if we manage to destroy it, it will take out what they think is the hive world. I think that's the way that they're doing it, and that's the way it's always been done, where they're looking for the home world, take out the home world. That's what they think. Yes, it is exactly the plot of Ender's Game, but that's what I think they're doing. That's what they're thinking. And yeah, if you do take out the bloomin' Titan, how do you stop it taking out Earth when it goes boom?
Oh, it's so fascinating, isn't it? It really is. I can't wait to see what they do. I really don't want them to take out Earth, because it's and we've spoken about this before, but it's such a it's such a draw for new players. Like I do one of my highest performing YouTube videos is a YouTube video about how to gain it's literally called like Unlocking Soul, so you can go and visiting Earth, I think it's called, and it's like how to get the Fed rank up to get enough to Soul, and it is one of my highest performing videos, and I just feel like there's such a pull for new commanders coming in to Elite now. And don't get me wrong, it's free on Prime Gaming at the moment, isn't it? So there's definitely there's a potential for new players coming, and if they take out Sol entirely, I just worry that that's going to be a thing that they're not gonna. It'll take out Earth. That it's going to be a thing that people are going to miss, or like.
I think I know exactly what I would love most, and I think it answers that. So I think it would be awesome if when Kahijo explodes, it takes the Earth with it. But imagine if it just cracked the Earth into 3 big chunks, maybe.
That would be so sexy.
So you could still go and look at the landmass and see the coastline of America or the UK or wherever you call home and want to go and see. So you could still do that. But also, what an amazing kind of testament to the Thargoid War, just having a cracked Earth. I think that would be incredible.
Like a proper monument to it, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a poisoned Earth instead of the Earth being actually physically destroyed. It could just be that poisoned that nobody can actually live in it anymore. I mean, that's exactly what they did in Frontier First Encounters, because the ironic thing was that the engine wasn't up to rendering the Earth properly, so they just gave it a brown sphere and said, "Oh, pollution did that."
That feels right. That feels solid.
Yeah, but yeah, and if they do that, then that's the plot of Battleship Yamato. So, or Space Battleship Yamato. So, yes, a lot of science fiction influences here.
So many sci-fi tropes. There are only so many sci-fi tropes that we can pick from.
Yes, color Earth yellow. Yes, you want your planet to be the color of wee wee, don't we?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm interested.
Right. Well, we'll leave it there, and unless anybody else has something they'd want to speculate about.
I was about to speculate about what you were saying about the basically contaminate Earth, but then that would give us a whole other season of gameplay where essentially we're fixing Earth.
Interesting.
And that gives people a reason to revisit Earth and things like that, to essentially clean it up and everything.
Operation Ida, we're looking at you.
Oh, I'm thinking even more than Ida, but yeah. But, that could be a whole year or two's worth of content right there.
Oh dear! It reminds me of the Hitchhiker's joke where they make planetary toupees for when they burn down the rainforest. They've got yes. Anyway, moving on from there. In the rest of the galaxy, power play has been happening. Unless Alec, have you got something?
Me? No, my dots were about the cracked Earth.
Oh, of course. Yes. Right. In the rest of the galaxy, things have been happening with power play. Everybody is still getting systems up at the moment, but the top 4 remain unchanged. The movement that we've had is we had last week Leon Rue taking over from Antal. Sorry, Alec. So they've gone down, but Archer has taken over Petraeus this week and is now also gaining on Antal. So there is movement happening. It must be noted that Winters appears to have taken a hit with regards to the Thargoid War, and poor old Torvalds doesn't seem to be bothered by anything by only gaining 2 systems over the last 2 weeks. So, yes. So I've got a full...
there, Antal.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Well, once the Thargoids are dealt with, then I'm quite sure people will will get on with their weeklies. Which, ironically, I only had 1 weekly this week. I didn't have 4 or 5. I only had 1.
You only had one.
Did you relog? Because I had that once after an update. I had one, and then I thought that's odd. Or did I have none, and then I relogged, and then it populated, and I got my 5 eventually.
Well, as of yesterday, when I was playing yesterday, I thought, I'll just log into my Power Play command and see what they're doing, what I have to do, even though I'm not going to have time to do any weekly this week at all. And logged in, there was one. So
okay,
thought,
have another look.
Yeah,
Okay,
I had to relog, so it's not going to surprise me if you do too.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, lots of stuff going on. Not bad for a dead game, eh?
Super dead. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Elite's dead. We've not had a podcast going for 10 years or anything.
No, not at all. Well, it's 12, but never mind.
Okay.
So I guess it's that time of the week again.
Store alert!
In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your art. In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your art. A store alert, a store alert, a store alert, a store alert, a store alert. Which one will you buy? A store alert, 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 a store alert. Which one will you buy?
Well, it's the turn of the chromed, golden paint jobs. Don't say that with a Scottish accent. It just sounds like I've said golden twice. The paint jobs, and they're back in the store. So, yep. Chrome.
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, chrome and gold are the mirrored ones, and chromed and golden are the brushed metal finish ones. So, yeah, if you haven't got these, and you want something that makes you look like you're a pimp outside a Monte Carlo casino, this is for you.
Are there many pimps outside of Monte Carlo casino?
Well, no, but there's plenty of these things hanging around the casino at Monte Carlo, I'll tell you. This sort of Humvees that are all genuinely gold-plated is quite scary. So, yeah,
has anyone got these? Like, hang on, wait a second. I was going to say I saw Alec.
I spaffed 32,000 arcs on these.
Amazing.
What did I get? I got a Mamba, I got a Cobra Mark III, I got an Asp Explorer, I got an Imperial Cutter, and I got an Eagle.
Yeah, I mean, I am far more partial to the chromed ones, and I think I've got all the chromed ones, to be honest.
The chromed, the kind of brushed metallic ones that don't reflect like a mirror.
Oh, no, the chrome ones which do.
Oh, right. Yeah, they're amazing.
Because they are amazing, especially when you fly through a station. You go into an external view and you can see the station reflected in the chrome. I'm just looking at that. That is actually very impressive from a graphic rendering point of view. So, yeah. They come out every year. Use them or lose them.
Yeah, I think I've got them for all the ships I fly.
They don't, though, do they? They haven't been out for a couple of years.
I don't know. I'm sure they were out last year.
I thought we got chromed last year and not chrome. Maybe I'm misremembering, because I had to buy the Corvette one this year. I normally I feel like since Odyssey we've only had chromed and golden rather than the fancy ones. Hang on, people in chat are saying that I'm right. This is a new experience for me.
FNAP says it's been 6 years. Maybe 6 years. Either that or I'm a lot older than I thought I was.
Yeah, you're a lot older than you thought you were, Colin, but that's not anything else. I think it's I haven't been able to get them for ages. I bought the Chrome Corvette this year, and it feels like one of the first times I've actually had arcs to be able to throw at it from buying stuff from a little while ago. But hang on. Wotherspoon, I'm going to take him as word. Chrome was a Christmas special many years ago and hasn't been available since, so I'm assuming That validated by Wotherspoon. I need that tattooed on me somewhere.
We need the certification of a Wotherspoon. I will say one thing. I do remember when Odyssey came out, there was a lot of bugs with the chromed skins. I remember there being a lot of problems with them, but they have been fixed. So yeah, you should have your shinies all
amazing,
all
incredible.
Happy. So get your shiny now. So I think we'll take an ad break, and then
hey kids,
we'll deep dive into the question of the week.
It's Azimuth Biotech, and we're here to tell you some sad news. Our knuckleheads down at the Starshine Imaginarium were a bit too true to life when they made the new Hunter class of Tickle Me Thargoid. And on the advice of our lawyers, Azimuth Biotech is asking for all of you to return your Tickle Me Thargoid Glaves to your nearest toy store to receive a full refund. We would also like to offer our heartfelt condolences to the Jones family in HIP 71682 and invite them on an all-expenses-paid trip to Hind Mine in Titari so that our top scientists can do everything they can to save little Astrid's sight. Keep your eyes peeled for a Titanic surprise coming to a toy store near you soon. This has been a message from Azimuth Biotech. Remember, you owe us.
Have you been affected by Azimuth Biotech's provocation of the Thargoid menace? At Turner & Fig, we're ready to pursue claims against Azimuth Biotech as part of our class action lawsuit.
My son has started worshipping the Thargoid god and keeps bringing home human sacrifices. Am I entitled to compensation?
Yes, you are.
My daughter was aboard the Bright Sentinel. I keep calling Azimuth to find out where she is, but I always get their voicemail.
Thank you for calling Azimuth Biotech. We're sorry, but
salvation
is not available. Please leave your message after the tone.
Am I entitled to compensation?
Yes, you are.
I was selling escape pod occupants into slavery, but now Thargoids keep taking the escape pods instead. Am I entitled to compensation?
I suppose so. Thousands, maybe millions of people are due compensation from Azimuth Biotech. Contact us today. Turner & Fig, cleaning out Azimuth Biotech for a huge portion of your compensation.
Protecting settlements from villainous scum, it's Settlement Patrolman. The action figure every child wants. Wearing the all-new Manticore Dominator suit with light-up jump assist thrusters. Press his backpack to hear Settlement Patrolman speak.
Not seen you around here before, Commander. Is that a Karma P15 in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me? Hey, don't point that at me.
When alarms sound, Settlement Patrolman rides into action in his surface reconnaissance vehicle with pop-up turret and glow-in-the-dark wheel trims. Settlement Patrolman.
Surface reconnaissance vehicle and action figure sold separately. Available from branches of Lave Toy Depot and other retailers. Microelectrode, ion battery, and circuit switch not included.
And welcome back. Well, this last Sunday, Claire put out a post on both Blue Sky and X.
And Discord.
And Discord about
about the forums. You get complaints.
Hey, we're fucking Lave Radio. We don't have our own forums.
Yeah, we're actually forced to put our forum thread somewhere else, not on the main section. No, we were forced to put it somewhere else. Still, even after 12 years, it hurts. Not that it gets under my skin at all, Mobius.
Didn't they make the social area for us?
No. No. We did have someone go, I don't think Lave Radio should go in the general section because they're not general.
Lave Radio don't deserve anything. We're the worst. Anyway, let's move on because we've got quite a lot of ones to go through. It was, hey, every now and again we ask a question on for the question of the week, which is makes people get all nostalgic and shit. And this one real tickled off a lot of stuff. On the 16th of December, you might have noticed from some of the social media posts that Elite Dangerous is doing. They're doing like since the 6th, they've been doing this 10 years of hashtag 10 years of Elite countdown. But on the 16th of December, it marks the 10-year anniversary of Elite Dangerous having been released, which I would have said Elite Dangerous had I had enough characters to do so. But we are limited as to our characters when we make these posts. So, hey, that's why it says that. So our question of the week was asking what your personal highlight of the last 10 years of Elite Dangerous have been.
Yeah. And shall we just go straight into it?
Yeah, we'll hit ours at the end if we have time. Jesus.
If we have time.
Okay, well, blasting straight in at number 1, we've got a blast from the past, Lisa Vu. Way to make me feel old. Thanks. I still remember the launch party at Duxford fondly. Good people, good times, 07. And that's from the former head of security, Lisa Vu. Also every LaveCon.
Mug.
Yep. Mug.
Alien Spore Bomb says, then seeing the footage of a console player having the first hyperdiction with Thargoids, and some players thought it was fake until it happened to them. Me too.
I do remember that. The hyperdiction of people going, nah, it's been mocked up. Somebody's faked that.
It was perfect timing. It happened just after Christmas, just when all the gaming press were just sort of going, we've got nothing to write about. And then that happened, and all of a sudden, all they could write about was for a week was Elite Dangerous. It was quite good. Especially the fact it just come out of the Xbox as well.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Alec?
Sorry, Darren Halil is distracting me in chat. Sorry. Right, where was I? Ken Dobson says, playing 2 games that are basically the same. The BBC version of Elite in 1984 and the really big Galaxy version on PC for the last 4 to 5 years.
I don't know if they're exactly the same. If they're basically the same.
I can think of a few differences. But...
I would argue that basically is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that point.
I'm going to interject here with Darren's. Darren says, mine was telling loads of drunks at LaveCom, lots of secrets and none of them remembering any of it.
I remember the entire of that conversation. I remember Darren going, that's why we put the fucking codex in the game.
Yes.
like that is ingrained into my soul.
Dear. Well, I probably got a Nomen Lumi. Distance Worlds 2 was by far my favourite highlight of all my time in the game. The entire journey was so memorable and exciting, and getting to meet the other commanders on Beagle Point was a moment I will never forget.
Nice.
That was such a good point that they made it. Well, somebody called the Doodalorian made it as well. Claire.
Oh shit! Hang on, no wait. Word for word, I posted the wrong thing. Give me a second.
We've caught the Doodalorian out. He's copied someone else's homework.
No, they didn't. Hold up. I got it right now.
Is it?
I got it right now. Hold up.
Okay. This is live, everybody.
Wait.
Here we go.
I had so many to copy.
Amazing.
Here we go. So from the Doodalorian, hitting Triple Elite, the Salome event, overall letdown, but we had a lot of fun at the same time. The Gnosis incident. I was really looking forward to Elite Feet until they pulled the plug on console. I haven't played much since.
Sad face.
Yeah.
Hey ho.
Although GeForce Now lets you play it on Xbox.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it does. So there are options that are available to you. And also, if you do find yourself in a position where you can play, you can plug a controller into a PC or a laptop if you do have that ability still. And Frontier will transfer your commander from your console commander to a PC account. They still do that.
Also, the Steam Deck plays it very well.
Steam Deck plays it incredibly well as well. Neptune says, getting to Beagle Point, 100% my favourite moment ever. Something that I will never do.
No, same here. Same here.
Yeah, same here, probably.
Have you guys considered it and then just not done it as well? Or
Am I the only person who's been to Beagle Point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Did you go
Was
with
he
one of
there?
the Distant Worlds, Ben? Or
Yeah, I went
your
on
own?
DW2.
Right. Yeah. No, I've been to Sagae,
Yeah.
and to be honest, I enjoyed going, and then the journey back dragged. I suppose I could suicide back, but that's not really my style.
Oh no.
So yeah, the thought of going to Beagle Point, I could just about imagine, but the thought of having to come back is like, oh.
Yeah.
So I did Beagle Point there. I did DW2 there, and then I did the Voyager route back home.
Cool, fair play, nice.
And yeah, I loved it, even though I don't want to do it again.
Right. Anyway, SP4H says Distant Worlds 2 again, making Triple Elite, Sagittarius A-Star, the Zurara, Salame's Reach, Beagle Point, the Jameson Crash Site. Yeah, good list of places. Which one was the Zurara? One of the
Zurara is, oh gosh. When you said it, I was like, I know exactly what that is, and now it's completely gone out of my head.
one of the spooky story megaships, right?
It's the one that is out the Formidine Rift one.
Right.
Yeah. Epicris is saying Formidine Rift as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's the one that way. I think it's one that's in conjunction with one of Drew's books, if memory serves. Yeah. It's that one.
Oh, Spar's actually live in chat as well.
There we go. Formidine Rift and Premonition. Cool. Colin.
Certainly, yes. I've got Alien Spore Bomb.
Again.
Yes, again. That time early on when someone fired on a capital ship and it responded and stray shots hit a Coriolis station. It then responded to the capital ship and this went on for a weekend. And then the FTFs who went to work on Monday went, WTF? Exclamation mark, question mark. And rather than fix it, they made it part of the story with the first community goal thing. Then there was the time I was interdicted in a Python, but the ship that did so thought I was small pickings and left, so I turned into Lightspeed just as 3 Anacondas started their attack run. It was like a movie.
Love those moments, those little emergent moments of personal story and gameplay. They're great.
So I'm going to go with Salanova. So many. Doing the rare loops, trading around Laves, Aeons, etc. in the new Cobra. Just enough to get to the upgrade, and listening to the station was just incredible. Thanks for the memories.
Yeah.
Aww. That's very cool. Now being Laura says, being the first person to discover a frozen ice planet with only a small continent of land. Sinuef LU-HC12-35. They also included pictures, but obviously can't include those. But also flying through a canyon in an Imperial Eagle, kitted out for sheer speed. That is really cool. That's first time I did that was really cool too.
That's bullseyeing womp rats.
Yeah, we just need those womp rats and we'll be totally doing that. Which reminds me, I still need to do the thing I said I'd do months and months ago about learning how to bomb settlements with mines. Never did get around to doing that. Anywho, I have got Epsilon Orbital. Isn't that a space station, not a person?
Listen, it's just a name, man.
It can be both.
I will resist trying to do the
Don't judge. It can be both.
Yeah. Honestly, one of my biggest highlights was the first big exploration trip I did in my DBX. Despite all the alternatives, that ship continues to be my favourite. First loves and all that. Lol.
Aww.
Don't get a Mandalay.
Nice.
She might break your heart.
Yeah, you're gonna break every other ship. Every other ship's heart is going to be broken when you start flying that Mandalay because it's so good. Oh man, I feel so sorry for all of my Corvettes.
Right.
Oh, dear.
And I have the Yamix.
Who's that? Never heard of them.
I don't know. They replied with one word: squeak. Now, you could say that the best thing about an Elite Dangerous has been the fuel rats. That could be it. It could be the fact that it is the wheels in his bike needs oil. I don't know.
I think it's probably the fuel. Let's go with the fuel rats.
Let's go with the fuel rats. Unlike the channel, let's go positive. And say yes, he's being kind about the fact that we have the fuel rats and the hull seals who are awesome.
Yamix is going to need some aloe for that burn that he'll never hear.
Taurus Barbarians saying Elite Dangerous is 10 years old. Elite is 40.
My guy, let me talk about how many letters Dangerous has.
Can't see now, thanks. Personal highlight was finding a large unexplored system and then mapping half of it with my commander, half of it with my alt account, played on behalf of and sometimes by my daughter. It became our system. That's so wholesome. I like that.
That is nice. That is really, really nice. I love that very much. The best Bradley says, I'm still mesmerized every time I jump into a system and it's a white dwarf. I'm terrified every time I jump into a system and it's a white dwarf. I did it as recently as yesterday. Maybe today actually. I dropped into a system and I was like, I don't need to scoop from this star. I've got enough jump range. It was only 63 light years away, and it was a white dwarf and not a neutron, and I flew straight into the exclusion zone every fucking time.
Yeah, those are, as ED Copilot will tell you, vicious bastards.
Yes,
they are vicious bastards.
They're even worse when you have to turn off the orbit lines because the VR helmet makes you throw up. So you've got no idea where the orbit line is, and yep.
Do you know what I'd love? I'd love how this is a how hard can it be moment. It's 100% a skill issue, Darren. But the what I'd love is to be able to turn off the orbit lines and not the exclusion zones. That would be great.
I wonder if ED HUD mod has a way of doing that. It might be worth checking. Anywho. Right, I have got Commander Wibbs, who says, for me, it was the Enigma Expedition. That'll be Dove Enigma. The best of the game and of its player base. A player-driven mass journey whose purpose was to show love to a commander and help them achieve something they thought they never would while facing an overwhelming personal battle. Do folks remember that? It was extraordinary.
Yeah.
Yes, that was special. That was. I have Commander Rini.
Who's that? Never heard of it.
Which one's that?
Well, it's got to be picking up the camera suite for the first time. I filmed Burr doing some space combat, and Elite Dangerous suddenly took on a whole new perspective. That moment changed our lives.
Aww.
And ironically, for the camera suite, you'll have to thank the next person.
Somebody else I've never heard of by the name of Sally Morgan Moore.
Who's that? Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. My highlight from the last 10 years is Commanders.
What a precious bean.
Cheers.
Thank you, Sally.
Thank you, Sally.
Sally.
Hey, another person I've never heard of, Katie Anna. I think I'm pronouncing that right. So I have three main things that stand out and I can't choose between them. One, first day playing pre-Odyssey and you come out of that first station and the ring planet is right there. Absolutely breathtaking and distracting enough from the tutorial that I didn't even understand what Super Cruise Assist was until actual years later. Number two, when we applied to have a faction in game and actually being accepted. I know that you don't actually have any control over what goes on in your corner of the galaxy, but it did feel bloody lovely to have a little space that we could just dig around in that felt like home. That is so accurate. I love that so much. And then when Operation Witch Hunt started and it just bloody blew up, to feel that swell within the community was epic. Nothing will match the feeling of reading the Galnet about it and just seeing us all in there collectively. I think she means to say collectively losing our shit, because we genuinely did. Actively gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. That was, I love that.
Amazing.
I love that. Love you, Kate.
Yeah, good stuff. Right, who have I got? Oh, God. All right, I'll try and do this. I'm Commander Burr. So many. Hey, geezer, I can't settle on just one. However, the first time I jumped to hyperspace and saw the clouds rushing past and the star rushing towards me, am I right? I streamed it on a Chromecast to the TV downstairs so that the Renas and Reno could see it. I was so blown away by it. Catch us live, Witch Space News, every Friday.
That was amazing. That's amazing.
You're right, bruv.
It's like he's here.
I'm gonna need a moment before I can read out the next one. Deep breath. Yes, right. Nicey. My personal highlight was the tutorial. At the end, you drop into an Orbis station, and seeing it just appear out of seemingly nothing, and that voice over the comms.
I've got this. Let me do it. DeLacy, November India Charlie. Welcome to this independent starport.
Oh, good. Just outside Charlie. Yeah.
DeLacy.
That's it. We're doing accents.
Still love it all this time later.
Amazing.
Some bloke by the name of Tokoso.
Who's that? Never heard of him. What the hell?
I think it's just getting the holes.
I've loved the big events, finding the Guardians, the first hyperdictions, finding barnacles, etc. Each time I've been in the game surrounded by commanders, all excited, all at the first nervous and then friends. Now the war has brought so many players together, but the highlight may have to be the first time we could get into the Titan force field. Not knowing what we would find. The journey was difficult, but it made it worthwhile. Again, with lots of players.
Amazing.
And I'm not going to even try and do Tom's accent.
That was a quality reveal, wasn't it? Like finally getting to see the Titan.
Oh man. I mean, Tom can repeat that answer when I ask on Sunday what last year's highlight would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit. What a time. What a game. Thrillance says, best moment, I'm not sure, though I do have a funny tale about a botched settlement massacre. Made a boo-boo and triggered the alarms, so jumped up to the roof of one of the tall buildings, saw such a glorious landscape, so forgot I was meant to be hiding and ate a plasma round. Oopsie. Actually taking part in the mass cobra jump from Lave with your good selves was very memorable. That was really fun.
That was fun.
That was really, really, really fun.
Nice. Was that the one you did recently, like a month or so back?
Yeah,
probably is.
For the 40th.
Well, the 40th was a birthday, I can't remember now.
No, the 40th. Yeah, the dicking about in Cobras for the 40th was really fun. I love that so much.
Yeah, I'm sad I missed that. Profane Pagan says, happy birthday, ED. My highlight, embarking on a journey to Colonia, but counterclockwise round the galaxy. Took almost a year to get there, not quite as long as Colin. And upon arriving, as a 5-star explorer, I started participating in the Colonia Bridge project. To this day, I am immensely proud of that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, good one.
That's very nice. I have Ian Good. And for me, it was the Enigma expedition. It showed the best of the game and its player base. A player-driven mass journey whose purpose was to show love to a commander and to help them achieve something that they thought they never would, while they were facing an overwhelming personal battle. So hashtag for the dove.
They answered on Twitter as well. We've done that twice. Never mind, it's fine.
Is it? Oh, right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
it's
it is,
fine.
isn't it?
It's worth saying it twice because
Yes.
it was a beautiful thing.
Edmund P is saying, I've never played another game like Elite Dangerous. There's no other game I've played for so many thousands of hours. I've been to the ends of the galaxy. I've 4 commanders, my own carrier. I've mined asteroids. I've explored unknown worlds, discovered new species, and fought vicious pirates. Fought vicious aliens. Explored ancient ruins. I've been on expeditions. I've organized expeditions. I've been to areas of the galaxy now permanently locked, and I've spent I've spent a small fortune on cosmetics. Lol. It may be a cliche, but the absolute best thing about is the people I've met along the way, including good, firm friends. Sometimes it seems like a second job. Sometimes we just sit in our spaceships and chat. But the truth is that Elite Dangerous offers a gaming experience like no other. It's wholly unique and absolutely special.
I really liked that one.
I think we can leave it there. That says it all. That's beautiful.
It does.
Armored Meat says the best highlight was for a moment being part of a player group that wasn't only part of the lore and recent books at the time, but took part in the storyline and had an impact to the game's story. It was the most involved I've been in a game at that point and since. Hashtag Elite Dangerous. Hashtag COR. I'm assuming it's Children of Raxlar. Hashtag Salome. I think I was either just after that when I started taking Elite seriously. I feel like I missed the bulk of what all that was.
Oh, be thankful. Because it was a great build-up, but then
yeah, I've heard, man.
It's a sweet one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Commander Grey Area UK says the Dusty Bento Balls convoy was so much fun. Several hundred, it felt like, commanders in an epic game of cat and mouse, and one poor hauler pilot who just happened to be in one of the systems and had a bonkers number of hollow squares suddenly appear around him.
That's amazing. I don't even know what that was. That's so
The
cool.
Bento Balls does ring a bell.
Yeah, it does, but I don't know details, I'm afraid.
Was it a Christmas one?
I do like the idea of somebody completely uninvolved just going about their business, suddenly being surrounded by hundreds of squares.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
I do see a theme forming rather. It's normally when you're playing with your friends. Because this is from Chris Zander. The first time I was part of a mass jump with the Fatherhood Squadron during the Lost Souls 2 expedition. Bloody great watching all those different engine trails jump out of the system at the same time.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. That doesn't get old, does it?
Nope.
So I've got Ewan Spence, and I'm wondering if this is somebody who I used to work with, which is ironic. But if it is the same Ewan I used to work with, hi. And if it isn't, sorry if I've just kind of doxed you sort of by giving you a name that you've also shared in real life. Anyway. There have been so many moments. I think a solo trip to throw a Hutton mug out the edge of the galaxy was it. Leaving Livingston Point to reach the edge, then flipping the Anaconda over to look back at everything. Total perspective void moment. Seeing both the game and all IRL as well.
Yeah. Is Livingston Point one of those places high above or below the galaxy where you can see the whole?
I can't remember.
I can only imagine so.
That's right.
There were some places that was like outside of the galaxy's ridge kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Commander Reeslang says that specifically being part of Distant Worlds 2 and the community that made that event so special. More broadly, many personal highlights of discovering a beautiful system, being the first to see it at that specific time and that specific view. Nothing beats that experience. Commander Reeslang does some of the best some just like incredible screenshots on social media. Go and follow them on at least Blue Sky. I know that they're there, but go and give them a follow because they're great.
Cool. Commander Bo Loft Juniors says 10 years, 10,000 plus hours in game equals a 3-part highlight. Part 1, community above all. Love Distant Worlds 2 launch in open. 2, soundscapes in general. Day the Galaxy came alive with Starport ambient audio. And 3, achievements. First time docking at Jameson Memorial, arriving at Beagle Point, scanning all NSPs, Canon Challenge. That's the thing that No Fall Light one just recently did, isn't it? Scan all the NSPs as well. Yeah, it's a huge undertaking. Good job.
Well, I've got Commander Raven Wayne. Hearing the call to arms to save Sol from the Thargoids, and making an epic 18,500 light-year dash back from the black to save humanity. Oh, and all the credits going ka-ching, ka-ching when I cash him in.
I feel bad now. He's come 18,000 light years to save humanity, and I've buggered off to do a basketball race. Feel a bit guilty.
You don't.
That's the beautiful thing about Elise. It's play it your own way, blaze your own trail and stuff. Right. Commander Camel number 1 is saying, myself and Commander Wibbs 3667 and Jim's Muzz mined void opals at Isham's Reach during DW2, Distant World 2. Made more challenging because I had the seismic charges. Jim's Muzz. I'm having to be very careful.
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
Had the pulse wave scanner, and Wibbs 367 had the refinery. 5 tons of each we sold at Explorer's Anchorage, 07.
That's amazing.
That's I love that idea of the cooperative mining. That's great.
It's really funny.
Aside from that, most weekend mornings with Edmund P. and Commander Flux Blair are spent crashing into each other, Thargoids, planets, space stations, System Authority vessels, and black holes. Such fun.
Such fun.
That first sentence could be straight out of the Blade Runner speech, couldn't it? I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Mined void opals at Isham's Reach.
Well, that's what I was thinking with one of the ones earlier that Colin had.
Yeah.
Amazing. Sophia says, if I had to pick one, approaching Quent Space and Sirius with the white dwarf just above the horizon. Yeah, I love that, which made me fall in love with taking screenshots. Otherwise, first mass jump, reaching Beagle Point the first time, climbing up Farseer Tower in the SRV, flying to the UK to meet everyone at ECM.
Oh, that's cool.
Amazing.
I love that. Sorry you were so disappointed when you actually met everyone at ECM and realised that we were all terrible people.
Looking forward to it. It was good, though. Commander Lucky Luigi says, my personal highlight was the Distant Worlds 2 expedition, which I followed up with a 3-year journey back from Beagle Point to the Bubble. Fantastic people, fantastic journey, fantastic experiences.
Excellent. I've got Macefield Labs. My 10-year anniversary with this game is next month. It seems just like a heartbeat ago. Oh God, don't tell me about it. Personal highlights were the organised expeditions like Distance World 2 and the Enigma expedition, his first. Finally seeing the generation ships too. Yeah, that was unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep on forgetting about them.
Yeah, and they lived up to expectation because those voice lines were
100%.
just
Yeah,
so
they're
atmospheric.
brilliant.
Yeah. Right. Derek Wildstar, the first time I went SRV driving on a low G world in VR, and she managed to do it without throwing up. I'm impressed. Tons of fun. Completely new to it, so I was astonished that my ship had disappeared after I'd driven a good 5 to 6 kilometers out and drove back. Quickly found out about the recall button, and I watched my glorious Python come in and land on its own.
Amazing.
That was really funny, the whole thing of the ship dismissing itself and how many people hadn't read that would happen and then thought, what the hell do we do now?
Yeah.
I can't even remember that first happening to me. It must have done, because I definitely wouldn't have known anything about it. Commander Tyrius Wolf says, first time being hyperdicted and the power going out in my ship, was frantically looking around through the cockpit window and suddenly seeing a Thargoid moving into view. It was both terrifying and amazing at the same time. I do remember my first hyperdiction.
Can confirm.
I spent months trying to get hyperdicted.
I remember that as well.
I made an entire YouTube video when I finally got it to happen. It was so important to me.
Oh, this lot were taking the mickey something rotten. They're going, have you been hyperdicted yet? No. I'm flying around the Pleiades. Flying around the Pleiades with a massive lot of alloys in my back going, come on, Thargoids, talk to me.
Yep. Exactly the same for weeks, Colin.
Yeah, same.
Fucking weeks. And like going between Merapy and Asterapy and being like,
yes.
Why?
Yes. I am envious of the people to whom it happened completely spontaneously and unexpectedly. That must have been incredible. It obviously sort of tones down the experience when you're desperately trying to make it happen.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. And now we just get pissed off.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? How funny. I've got the beautiful Bernice who says, meeting other players at events like LaveCon and Fantasticon.
No.
Nice.
No.
Yeah, it's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got eSurfer. Definitely being an elite ambassador at EGX 2015 was a great week. I never went to an EGX, so I never went to meet up with any of the parties, but I heard they were very good.
EGX was great. Great fun. Right. Alley Cat is saying, I started not long ago. Fresh meat. Maybe a few months. But one highlight was definitely accidentally learning how quickly the ground comes up during a planetary landing. When you're not watched your speed. I was like halfway to Colonia when that happened.
Yikes.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Ground. That's the kind of thing we want. I wonder if it'll be friends with me.
I say that every single time when I'm taken out by a Thargoid, like a pulse wave, and I hit the ground. I'm like, oh, there's the ground. I wonder if it'll be friends with me. It feels like it's a rite of passage now when you do that.
I like that. That's a highlight. That's a good attitude to have, I think.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Zem says, my highlight is finally reaching Sagittarius A. There's a feeling you can only get the first time you watch space-time warps. You watch space-time warp that much as you jump into the system. My heart dropped and then leapt. I'm assuming they're talking about the way the stars warp around the black hole, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So good. It's so pretty.
Have you seen, just an aside, but have you seen that same sort of distortion from a neutron?
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, the Crab Nebula, I think, has one.
Yeah, the land, what's it called? The Planet of Death, when it actually comes up over the horizon and it all sort of distorts. It's amazing. It's cool effect. Right, Finn McRaven says, is this a follow-on? Anyway, however, my low has to be after several rescue trips in my Type 8, the Carpathia 2. I was leaving Mars High only to get decimated by Thargoids. I respawned only to face several drops in hard-earned rep and a 3 million fine. Thanks for nothing. Maybe I'll turn my back on humanity. Start right at the start, and what a journey it's been. From the early days of trading in my Type 6 to earn enough to buy my crates, to my favourite activity, engineering ships. Yes, I love the grind. The highlight has to be when I finally made the trip to Colonia this year. Tick.
At least that's another person who's made it before me.
You'll get there one day.
I'll get there one day.
Oh, there is a start to that. Oh no, hang on. Straight that, reverse it. So it started right at the start is where it should have started, but because Finn McRaven, Blue Sky is weird because Finn McRaven posted one and then the other and didn't like reply to it. I just posted them after each other. That's my bad. My apologies, but
Yes.
that is the whole thing that Finn said.
Yeah, well, I understand his pain about the about rescuing the people from Thargoids, because that happened to me last week. But yeah, double ECM and you'll be fine. Right. Bilp. I was awestruck flying my Asp Explorer for the first time with a VR headset. Completely get this. Yeah, I was on a trip with my best mate collecting exobiology from all 42 regions. We saw Sagae, Beagle Point, the Milky Way with our backs to the void. It was amazing. Completing such a long trip was such a feeling of accomplishment. 07 Commanders. And fair play to you if you've managed to explore in an aspect that long, because I know that engine sound grates after quite a while.
The Aspects is a glorious sound.
Agree to disagree, boys.
Well, I'm about to find out because I haven't flown mine for a very long time, and I'm going to have to use it for the race because I've used all my other good ships, and I'm not allowed to use any of them.
Amazing.
So, Witch Space is saying, started with its launch, having been an original player from the Commodore 64 release, along with the likes of First Encounters, Star Glider et al., had stayed away from its beta, but when it launched, I leaped in merrily. Many fond memories, delighting in all of Michael Brooks's mysteries and Distant Worlds 2. Should also note that you folks of Lave Radio have also been a constant accompaniment to my journey, along with those disreputable Hotton folks and commercial commoners in the form of Radio Sidewinder. Thank you.
No.
You're welcome.
Oh, I love this. It's so wholesome. Oh, no.
No. Quick, somebody say something nasty.
Someone make a knob joke.
Is Radio Sidewinder still going?
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Klaus Weidner says, I've been playing since premium beta, with most of my gaming time in VR, starting with the Oculus Rift DK1. Blasting Space Pirates was and still is amazing. One specific highlight was the accidental emergent gameplay when the Guardian site rewards were granted to adjacent players due to a bug. This meant that combat players could hang out at the site protecting the people doing the Guardian puzzle from attackers and get rewarded for doing so by sharing in the results. I remember fun fights with occasional litho-breaking events from over-enthusiastic chasers.
We really need an excuse to go back to the Guardian sites.
We really do. Let me have a Guardian, more Guardian fighters. God damn, please.
Dr. Jeep says, meeting a load of space friends online and then meeting them in real life from time to time.
Amazing.
Cool.
I have Liam Watson. I think I've been playing since the standard beta, and I still dip my toe in every now and then. I think the launch of Horizons pre-engineers was my personal highlight. I was a lot more involved in the community and with live streamers. There was a buzz and excitement I don't think we've seen since. As a combat player, I could play in open and hold my own against players as they didn't have the uber-engineered nightmare ships that they've had time to grind for, and I didn't. The addition of planetary landings, SRVs, etc. was amazing at the time, and I missed those days.
Would you guys agree? I wasn't about for the launch of Horizons. Would you guys agree with Liam there that it was there was a buzz and excitement around Horizons that we haven't seen since?
Oh, I would disagree with that.
Yeah.
Because when we saw Odyssey, ironically, this sounds so bad, but the Odyssey trailer
Yeah.
was that it was that was a heck of a lot more.
I think the thing with Horizons was, I mean, it was astonishing because it was quite unexpected. You know,
It was only a year.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
only a year, and suddenly we could land on planets. That was like an extraordinary leap forward.
The other thing that was great about that time is also that's when the Xbox came in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I feel like from personally, I love the Odyssey hype, but the hype that's been over sort of like the shit that's been going down with the Thargoids and this kind of stuff, and especially really this year as well, the new ships coming in and that kind of stuff, the hype that is also sort of intertwined with this relief that Frontier was still adding things to the game and still making those things to the game. I can't think of a time that I've seen something different to that. I feel like the hype around this year has been incredible, and I was just seeing if you guys agreed that Horizons kind of matched that, but if you're saying that there's other things that have.
Well, the one thing that did surprise us with Horizons was the fact that within a year we'd gone from beta to having all the ships and to having the entire galaxy, and then all of a sudden we had planetary landings after a year.
I do remember Frontier doing a live stream. I think it was just before the release came out, and it was live, and it was Adam Woods and I forget somebody else, and they were literally driving SRVs side by side while talking about the update. So it was the first long video of somebody driving an SRV that we'd seen, and they were just driving around valleys, and then it sort of went down a dip, and then they went across a canyon, and they were just chatting like two people chatting in a car about the update while driving SRVs across this extraordinary landscape. And I just remember my jaw on the floor thinking, give me that. I want to do that now. That looks incredible.
I think the one issue was that everyone got so excited about the rate of progress that they were expecting us to be where we are 5 years earlier.
Yeah.
But obviously, things slowed down, resources got diverted, and
you're dead right. It had a lot of expectation to answer for in retrospect. Horizons.
Anyway, because I think we are running out of time. Daedalus is saying, for me, it's that there is always something I haven't seen yet or learned how to do. 400 hours in before I could take off and land without an assist. 800 hours before I even started engineering. Still learning.
Amazing. Hey, you might have heard of this name, Tom Cool.
Never heard of him.
Quite late to the party with my reply, but when we first got the background sim working, everyone dogpiled on Lou.
Yes.
To see if they could push it into a war state and make it change factions. I think you guys managed to give the server the cuddle of death on the first attempt. But it worked the second time, and now the war for Lou is part of Elite history canon.
God, that's so good.
Oh, yes, nice. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I also remember being betrayed by my friends, Ben.
Curse you, sudden but inevitable betrayal.
That's lovely, the idea of thinking about the team when, that phrase, when we first got the background sim working. Wow. What a great moment. I've got Little Big Yin.
Who's that? Never heard of him.
Don't know. I'm not going to do any more accents, don't worry. Who says... So my personal highlight would be the creation of the Savlon, Daddy Savlon, nickname for the mass murdering. I'm better than you, excuse of a human, Caleb Wycherley. I've spotted it during one of the old Frontier live streams, and it just kind of grew legs. My smaller highlights are tourism mission, which took me to a black hole. Excuse me. Being involved with Operation Witch Hunt, and I guess getting involved with Lave Radio.
Nah, fuck those guys.
Bunch of twats.
I have Steak Typhoon. About 6 years ago, my friend who had been disabled by pirates, adrift in space and gradually burning fuel, he needed help. So I strapped a rescue controller into my crate Mark II and was off, unknowingly emulating the fuel rats, brackets, almost. When I arrived and learned repair limpets only fix the hull, my bravado died, and slowly dawned on both of us that without an AFMU, he was stuck there.
He was a hull seal.
The operation was salvaged quite literally as we decided to roleplay. I finished the job the pirate started, and we went back at his redeploy station and had a good laugh about it. Of course, later I learnt I should have kept trying the reboot repair sequence, but I'll always remember that day.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I like that one. Right, Cheb's Will. We're now on AAA now.
Yep, keep going.
Cheb's Will is saying, I've got a few ones with the young'un are good. Our first trip to a Thargoid settlement mission, I got wasted, but the young'un managed to get in the building and watch the revenants, 10-legged flying spiders, from behind glass whilst I respawned. Brought in the ship back. On our way back to base, we ran out of fuel, and the very nice people in the fuel rat saved us. Low gravity around CGs were funny, playing with her. Just seeing her jump really high, raining rockets on the enemy, death from above. It brings a tear to my eye. Earlier would be my first first landing on a planet and driving around in an SRV. After flying out to the edges of the galaxy and realizing the skybox is generated from the actual stars, as in every point of light I can go to. This is a big game, and a lot of the CGs and puzzles have been fun as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we've just nicked Darren's from Twitch chat who says that, and I adore this fact. I literally adore, I've heard them say this loads of times, but Darren's real answer is the look on Steve Kirby's face when he spent a month designing a breadcrumb trail to leave people to Jax and someone finding it in about 2 days by accident. I love the fact that happened. And I love the fact that, I feel so sorry for Steve Kirby, but I love the fact that was a thing and it genuinely did happen. I think that's great.
It's the same thing happened with the Guardians, because I remember Michael Brooks going, I've designed a whole bloody thing, and they found it before he even released it.
The thing where they go, where we've talked to Darren and about the people like that before, and about putting stuff into the game, and they go and present it to the people who make the decision as to whether that's the case, and the people who make those decisions go, are you sure the players will find it in the game? And they go, yes, no, they'll find it, don't worry. We know that that's going to be a thing.
Well, do you quickly want to touch on your own one?
Yeah, sure.
So, okay, we'll start with you, Claire.
Oh, I genuinely do think there's loads, but there are loads and loads of things that I can think of like being amazing. But really, the first time, it was just. I'm gonna say Operation Witch Hunt and how that just like came from a little bit of bants, and then it became a thing, and then it suddenly was it had a Galnet article, and we started with zero expectations. I want to be entirely clear. We had zero expectations. We were just doing nonsense, using the game, what we could for the game mechanics to go, hey, fuck those guys, and Frontier saw it and went, okay, yeah, no, you're doing it's really cool. Let's do it. I loved that. I loved it so much.
It's pretty rare to see them lean into a bit of community stuff like that and roll with it, and yeah, it's brilliant.
It was really nice. That was I think that has to be my favorite.
Excellent.
Good favorite one it is.
What about you, Ben? And there are so many, isn't there?
There are so many, but I think I'm going to pick this one because no one else has really picked it yet. But the launch party was such an event. It's the first real get together and meeting everybody, apart from the very first LaveCon, actually. That's the point. But it was, the launch party was even bigger, obviously. First time meeting so many of the community managers. First time in like a proper air museum thingy bobber. Just first time being at anything like that, it was just like it was such an amazing thing, and such a good crowd, such a brilliant feeling. It was chef's kiss every moment of it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
Excellent. The one event I didn't go to. Right, Alec.
Yeah, as everyone says, so many, Lave comms and things like that, and meeting people. Getting my Buckyball Hollow ad put into the game was great. I get joy from seeing that every day. I'm going to go with. I think I have to go with the first Great Planetary Expedition, where we basically organised and then led about 50 people on a complete circumnavigation of Cumae over a period of a few months. Small by comparison with Distant Worlds, I guess, but doing a planetary expedition was such a joy, and just people learning.
It's a unique thing.
Yeah, it was, and we very much wanted to do it again, but in all honesty, Odyssey doesn't quite generate the terrain for it. It's not unique enough, we went in the planet. We did so much planning for that expedition. Originally I made a polystyrene globe that I was going to use to mark all the waypoints and things on, and then somebody developed an online 3D map that we managed to render the surface of Cumae on, and then plan our route on that. And we just had named waypoints every 100 kilometers or so in a complete loop around the planet, a nice zigzaggy loop. But there were things worthy of naming. There were mountains worthy of names and valleys worthy of names, and I sort of challenge anyone to. I don't mean to slug off Odyssey. I don't want to take this there, but yeah, it was great. It was lovely doing it. Really, really good fun.
Excellent. I guess mine. It's kind of a personal thing. I'm going to stick with. I mean, I know everybody's going on about the Lave cons and all that kind of stuff, which is great. But in the game itself, when playing the game itself, my highlight has been discovering or confirming about a system called Kepler 86. Kepler 86 is a star system approximately 1,000 light years away, which holds the first planet ever discovered in the Goldilocks zone. So I've always wanted to visit there. I asked Michael Brooks, is it in there? Because I looked up Kepler 86, but it doesn't use that name. It was Koi 3663. And if you go to Koi 3663, you will find my name on all the planets, all the first discovered, and also first walked on, all the ones you could walk on. And that is actually getting there. I did a whole top shift on it, and it was just one of those moments where it lived up to the thing that they said, that everything that they'd discovered so far in the night sky they'd put in. And I didn't know whether or not they'd put Kepler 86 in, and I wanted to see if they had. And yes, they had. And for those who want to know, it's a Jupiter-sized gas giant, not a planet, not a terrestrial planet. But that didn't matter because I got there. It's where the sanctimonious stories that I write started from, and yeah.
I love that, Colin.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's I haven't been back there in about 3-4 years. I may have to do a little trip, but yeah, it's certainly my favorite. Anyway, any other business? Gank cancer?
Yes, Gang Cancer this weekend, unless Kasiha is exploding, but there's loads of different events, loads of different streamers that are doing stuff over the weekend, raising money for Macmillan Cancer Support. Macmillan are amazing. If you know someone or like if you've had any sort of like run-in with Macmillan in any way, they were super useful to me, such a good resource to me when my mum was going through her cancer scare, and loads of the people who are fundraising have used Macmillan, and they're an amazing charity. The idea is also highlighting PvP events and different PvP things that you can do in the game. So that includes like buckyball racing and normal racing and all of those kind of things. I've included these in the show notes. I've included a link to the main event and the main Tiltify page in the show notes for the Gank Cancer event. There are lots of streams going on Saturday from 12 o'clock. I will be streaming raising money. We are doing a race to Colonia. Now, this is entirely, again, unless Casio is going, and then we'll move it to the following weekend. But the plan is start on foot in Glass Landing in HIP 110248. When the clock turns to 12:30, you turn around, run to the elevators, so only 3 times in a row, and only four people can get in an elevator at any time, and then we all fuck off to Colonia, buy a ton of bio waste, race to Colonia, and drop that bio waste in a system called Kremen's Respite in TOT 368. Why? Because the main thing is getting Kremen to eat shit. That is the whole point of the whole journey. But this time he's eating shit for charity.
Yay!
But we do it every year. We do it every year for it. So this year because this came up and Brother Sabathius got in touch and said, "Would you like to do something for it?" I was like, "This is perfect." So that's what we're doing on Saturday, unless Kasiha is going, and we will move it to a different Saturday.
Excellent. Ben.
I've learned something today. So for the live streamers, I've been flying around a planetary base shooting Thargoids. And as we all know, the Thargoids will periodically take out your ships if you get hit by a Thargoid wave.
Mm-hmm.
That wave, normally we just see it and it's like taking out your cockpit lights and things like that, and your ship goes down.
Yeah.
I never realized, because I've been in external camera for most of the time, I never realized it also shuts down like the small internal lights that the Anaconda has behind the plates and everything like that. And I think that I love that tiny little attention to detail.
So from outside, the whole ship goes dead.
The whole ship, including all the internal lighting of decks you can't even get to. And that attention to detail, I just love that.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. We're going to do their shout-outs. Our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, if it is still broadcasting, due to Thargoid interference, it should broadcast on a Thursday from 8:30. You can tune in at twitch.tv/Hutton Orbital Truckers, or just if you want the audio of them dying horribly in burning goo, then you can tune in at radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander that likes a bit of CQC action, you can check out the CQC Discord at discord.me/Elite Dangerous CQC. And we're also going to give shout-outs to the other Elite Dangerous podcasts. So there's the Guard Frequency, who do other space games as well. The wonderful cheese-eating hillbillies over at Loose Screws. If you speak French.
I just let the funky music do the talking.
There is the wonderful Elite Dangerous podcast, who also do wonderful missions. And apparently Radio Sidewinder is still up and running over at radiosidewinder.com, although I do think their website might need a bit of an update, to be honest. Following this, we also have the latest Galnet News Digest, as provided by Commander Witherspoon and Commander Beetlejude. And would like to thank all those who have chipped in on the chat on Twitch, and we've also had the Rocky Star and the Jinx Effect keep Epathis happy in the bar. So special thanks, of course, go to Commander Tokuso, Jay Trax, and Ellen Stroud, who have all created music that we use in the show. Now, that is it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, you can find us with all the contact links in home/contact us menu of the laveradio.com website. Do let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30 and streamed out at laveradio.com/live. So, thanks to Alec.
Thank you, Colin. Night all.
Thanks to Claire.
07 Commanders, see you on the battlefield.
Thanks to Ben.
Good night.
And special thanks, of course, goes to today's tech specialist, the little biggin, the Chris Mark 5.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Until next time, Commanders, fly safe. And if you can't do that, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this? Sounds like someone having an orange inserted into them. You need a safe word. Space can be low. I'm gonna see the galaxy.
Ah, damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Galnet News Update, 10th of September, 3310. It's hard to believe it was less than a week ago that Kokijo, the last of the invading Thargoid Titans, made its audacious move to take over the cradle of humanity, planet Earth. So much has changed since then that the Titan's bold move is beginning to look like a strategic blunder. The Titan moved into close Earth orbit on the morning of Thursday the 5th of December. Its forces took control of 4 neighbouring systems: Wolf 359, Barnard Star, WISE 1506 plus 7027, and Alpha Centauri, and started the invasion of 12 more systems, including Sirius, Duamta, and Procyon. If the Titan had had time to complete those invasions, it would have had control of 16 systems and been invulnerable, at least for several weeks. But humanity has come together like never before. Thousands of commanders who've previously played little part in the war to repel the Thargoids have taken up arms to protect our original homeworld. If on Thursday the Thargoids control 3 or fewer systems besides Sol, the Titan will be vulnerable to attack and we can attempt to destroy it. So, in order to free Sol, we need first to drive the Thargoids out of at least 13 of the surrounding systems. In the 5 days since the occupation of Sol, we've driven the Thargoids out of 12 of those surrounding systems, leaving just 4 systems, 3 of which are well on their way to being liberated. It's therefore almost certain that Titan Kokijo will be destroyed next week, if there's the same level of enthusiasm we've seen this week. A nanoid torpedo pylon, several enhanced AX missile racks, a caustic sink launcher and a Thargoid pulse neutralizer are the minimum requirements to take part. By firing nanite torpedoes into the Titan's heat vents and then by firing AX weapons at the exposed thermal core, the Titan can be weakened and eventually defeated. There will then be a 24-hour countdown before the culmination of the war, when the final Titan explodes, presumably showering Earth with all sorts of caustic goop. It will be a moment of history, bringing to an end the events that started in April 3307, when Salvation asked commanders to find the secret of the Proteus weapon. We've been in direct conflict with the Thargoids since November 3308, when they invaded with 8 Titans. This coming week will see a decisive moment, the end of the Thargoid invasion, at least for now. In 20 years, breathless children will ask their parents, "Were you there at the battle for planet Earth? Did you play your part? Would you want to say you were anywhere else?"